Welcome back to another episode of In Touch with Steve Cherundolo. I'm Vince, that's Steve. And Steve and I both know exactly what you guys want us to talk about. There's been some big news, but we're gonna talk about that a little later. That's kind of the tease. You gotta stick around for it. Let's talk about Red Bull. 2-0 win. Yeah. Chiqui Palacios scores a fullback, a position that you played. Do you remember how many goals you scored in your career?
I do.
How many?
In the Bundesliga, it was 6. For the national team, it was 2. And there were 2 in the second division as well.
I just took it for your Bundesliga career because I figured you'd just go top shelf, and you're right, 6 goals. So you did score 6 goals in your Bundesliga career as a fullback, and you mentioned it in the press conference. Yeah. Fullbacks do a lot of work, and a lot of it is unsung work. It's connecting the team or defending an extra. But when a fullback gets the plaudits, he scores the goal, he has the tangible celebration. What does that mean for Chiqui, and then for you to see it for Chiqui?
Yeah, I'm very ecstatic for him. And what it means for him is it's another stepping stone in his development, in his career. You know, to be an outside back who can also score goals, set up goals, but then also be a top defender. So he's now becoming a very well-rounded outside back, which is a sought-after profile in many clubs around this world. So I'm ecstatic that he is progressing and growing and getting better. That's really fun for me to watch.
Rodriguez, he's got Palacios. Rodriguez on his left foot, lays it off to Chiqui, settles on the left foot. Palacios shot, back post, and in! Goal! LAFC!
It was a great win. It kept you guys atop the supporter shield. It was a really fun game to be at, but my mind goes directly just to the entire day. With everything kind of stacked against you guys, it was Sunday. Noon kickoff, it was hot. It still felt really special. It was Pride game, the tifo was incredible. Like, it felt like a real party atmosphere. I want to get your thoughts. What was your takeaway from the Pride match and just the whole atmosphere from that game?
Yeah, big shout out to the fans. Tifo was amazing. Really important topic as well, so that was great to see. It's always gonna be a hard game against Red Bull. It's always gonna be competitive and a lot of second balls, so they have a certain way of playing, and it's difficult to implement your style upon their style because it is in some ways destructive, and I mean that in every positive way. Mm-hmm. That is their way to win games, and they're very successful at it. So I understand it, I respect it. We choose to play a different way, and to win, you know, with our football in the end is very gratifying, but that means you have to at least match their intensity and sort of neutralize their way of playing first. And they understood it, and they did it, and I was very proud of them for doing it.
Morongo, 1v1 with the keeper. Chicho, right-footed shot. Goal! LAFC!
I would've said we made it, but we made it through. We just had Musa make, and we made them do that. I would've said we made it.
Let's move on. We're gonna go to talk about the big news. So for all of you that scrub forward, welcome back to In Touch with Steve Cherundolo. Now we're gonna talk about Gareth Bale. And to do that, our theme this week is kind of, where were you when you heard? And we're gonna talk about big events in pop culture and sports. Mm-hmm. But we'll start with Gareth Bale. And personally, where were you when John Thornton said, it's done? And what were your first thoughts when was it a text? Was it a phone call?
The first mention of Gareth Bale in the building, I was up there, it was between my second and third coffee of the morning, so it must have been around like 8:15.
So you knew you weren't dreaming?
Yeah, and this was, what do you think about this? How would this affect the group? Do you guys want to move forward with this? And we talked about it for a couple days, and we finally found a solution to make it work. And the minute John called, or I think he texted actually, he was out of the building and said, it's done. I was again in my office, but this was after training. This must have been around 3 o'clock, so the day was kind of ending. Not a great story, but he texted me and I was really excited. I think I texted my wife first.
Was there any point where, when Giorgio and then Gareth is happening, that you thought, are these guys maybe punking me? Because I'm a first-year head coach, like, and all of a sudden you're offering me an Italian defender, probably the greatest of his generation, and then Gareth Bale, 5-time Champions League winner, just took his team to the World Cup for the first time in half a century. Was there any point where you're like, maybe they're messing with me?
No. But before speaking on the phone with both of them or on the Zoom, there is that hesitation of, okay, how serious are both of these taking this? And I can assure you, it was very serious from the first minute. And the conversations were constructive, they were directed, they were excellent. And We have two amazing and accomplished players coming, but also human beings. And that's really important for us.
Let's go to a sports event that is infamous. 1996, Tyson Holyfield. Do you remember what happened in that main event? Yes. Now, do you remember where you were?
It was a bite of protein, wasn't it?
Yeah, just a little.
Actually, that's more of a
some cartilage, collagen, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember where you were and what you thought when that happened?
Yeah, I think it was at, pay-per-view back then was expensive. So I think there must have been like 20 of us who each paid, what, $10 maybe?
Yeah.
To watch the fight. And we were super disappointed because it was over in, I don't know, a very short amount of time.
Right.
Yeah. But that was most of the cases with Tyson fights.
Right.
Huge hype, we all paid, and then it was done most of the time because he's such an amazing boxer. But yeah, there was more disappointment than it was excitement. But I do remember I was at a buddy's house.
Around the same year, but we got to go back first a little bit. 1983 is when the internet came into being. But 1996 is basically when it really took off because you had about 40 million people surfing the web.
Yeah.
What was your first experience with the internet? Did you have the old dial-up modem? What do you remember?
Absolutely, it was at home. I don't know the tune to the dial-up modem. It was loud. And then AOL, You've Got Mail.
Were you blown away, or were you one of the ones that was like, this isn't gonna catch on? Internet, not for me.
No, I was pretty sure it was gonna catch on. And then just writing emails, I think that was the first thing that really fascinated me. It's like, this is pretty cool. This is actually the future. And it's ingenious, so.
And now emails are the bane of your existence, I'm sure.
I don't mind emails. Take a day of the week, call it your communication day, and just bang them out.
Well, if you'd like to send an email to Steve, his email, no, I'm kidding. We're not gonna do that to you. 1999 transitioning to 2000. Do you remember the big Y2K craze?
Yes.
Were you were you a doomsday prepper?
No.
Were you worried about it? No, you thought everything, you didn't care. You were just listening to Prince, Party Like It's 1999, and you were just going nuts.
I did not buy into it for a second.
Okay. So no worries about, all right, we'll just move on from Y2K.
Ignorance is bliss.
Ignorance is bliss. Okay, 2007, the iPhone debuts. Are you a blue bubbler, iPhone guy?
iPhone, Apple person for sure.
Anybody in the
Love your
group?
products.
Anyone in the group chat have that green bubble? Do you get upset? I do.
I think we had it in our house, yeah.
Why? It's just weird. But iPhone, did you get the first generation?
Yeah, but probably not until like the back end of it, before the second one came out, because I was too lazy to stand in line and to order and all that, so I just kind of waited.
Okay. We've talked about a lot of sports on this show. We talk about baseball kind of often. I think it's probably the second sport that comes up often. This is from where you're originally from, 2016, the Cubs win the World Series.
Yeah.
Was that important to you? I know you'd been out, you'd left Illinois for a long period at that point, but I'm sure there's some Cubs blood in you.
I was happier for my family who's still there and friends, but sorry, Cubs Nation fans, Cubbies, whatever you're called, not really emotionally attached to the Cubs.
Okay, so you didn't get too excited.
Now, if the Padres won, or if the Dodgers win, then that's exciting.
We all know the Padres are going to win.
Why not?
I'll just leave that there. So Steve, are you a golf guy?
Yes.
You like golf, okay. So then you'll like this, I think, because everyone is a Tiger guy if they're a golf guy. 2019, Tiger Woods comes back and wins his Masters return. Where were you? Were you cheering him along all the way? Were you watching Sunday on Augusta? What were your thoughts on that?
Big Tiger fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you do remember this. So what were your thoughts? Were you cheering him all along the way?
Yeah, I mean, golf, Tiger did so much for the sport and the PGA. Most people watched just to watch Tiger on Sunday in his red shirt, and I was one of those. So I was pulling for him. It's incredible what he was able to do, because to win a tournament, golf tournament, 4 days in a row, you play perfectly against 100 and something other guys who are equally as talented, must be really, really difficult. And then for Tiger to do it so often, to come back after injury and to have all the pressure on him, was truly an incredible feat. So I was a big fan of his.
He's on another comeback trail. Do you think he's able to pull off your guess? Does he ever win another Masters?
Yes, he will.
There you go, Tiger. You know he's watching.
Wrong. Come on, Tiger.
Something that's special to a lot of people watching this show. 2014, LAFC is announced that there will be a new club in Los Angeles. Do you remember where you were when you first heard that was going to happen? What were your thoughts? You never played in MLS, but I'm sure you always kind of kept an eye on it.
Yeah, so I had just retired, and so I wasn't playing for LAFC. That was for sure. And I thought it was a great idea. And then until I really saw the branding and people behind it, and I talked to John about it, that's when I knew, or had an idea, that it could be something really special. And then in 2019, I came and saw it for the first time, and then I was blown away.
black and gold as the colors, like you said, when you start to see the branding, does that get you excited?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything about it.
Right.
It's been done right. It fits, and I think it reflects what LA is.
Perfect. We didn't even rehearse that. Well, there it is. That's all the Steve's thoughts on big events that have happened in pop culture, sports. For those of you that came here for Gareth Bale, that big event is going to be July 8th against the Galaxies when he can debut. So there you have it. We'll be back next week with another In Touch with Steve Cherundolo. Oh, look, we have a hat. Hold on. Out of nowhere. I want to give. We are going to be selling these hats, 110 Football, but I'm going to gift this personally to my favorite coach, my favorite head coach. So this is for you.
Thank you very much. I'm the only coach you know, so I'm your favorite as well.
That's not true.
Oh.
I've been here for a while. There he is. See you guys next week.